All right, so how's everything going with you? All right?
Yeah.
That's good here. Everything's going good over here. Um,
Is it just you and me again?
I guess so. Haven't heard anything from YR or Keith. Hopefully those two will probably call in pretty soon. Probably tonight or either one of those days. I know YR did a video. I guess he was at a baseball game in downtown Houston earlier today, and I guess he had some sort of a thing on his channel, but it was later removed.
Hmm.
All right, so have to get in touch with him, see how he's doing there. Probably DM him on here on Skype later on. When I get to take care of the other business that I usually do after with this show here. I've been take care of some grocery shopping and other stuff there. Getting ready to do this and that there. Blah blah blah.
Well, since you're at Kroger's, you should do it when you're still there.
All right there. But the thing is, I'm not. I don't work at Kroger's.
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought you did.
no, I never did. You thought a lot of people were thinking that as well there, but I don't give out the names of the places I work at because
Which is
for
a good idea.
yeah, exactly. I like to leave it to the people out there. Figure out where does he work? What does he find out? What does he do? Blah blah blah.
You work at not Kroger's.
Okay, exactly. I work at a different. Um, I work at a grocery chain that is very well known. Let's put it this way there. So I won't say as I mentioned there, but either way,
Well,
probably
it doesn't matter. I just assumed Kroger's because I thought that's what you said once.
yeah, I know. Well, I used to work at one back in Michigan around 2004 to 2007, and
Well,
that
like
was
you said, it doesn't really matter, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, real true, yeah. It didn't really matter because at least the conditions at this grocery store is a lot better than the working night shift over there because the manager over there on the night shift back originally was a real tool. He was a tool, that's for sure. There.
Hmm.
Either way, welcome everybody to Music Notes with Arknolia, Stroke of Bean, and Dr. Earl W. Brown. And we're continuing our discussion on all the male singers in the music world. Whether it's punk, rock, metal, opera, everywhere, crooning, 50s, 60s, soft music, jazz, you name it. We're gonna name them all, basically just about all of them there.
Or we'll try to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's probably ones out there that we don't even know about until the last minute there.
Right.
Now, I think we left off for where was it? What was it? Blah blah blah. I think it was. Um, hmm.
I think my last one was Luciano Pavarotti, but I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
yeah. I think it was. I think it may have been the one there. The great opera, great himself there. And now, of course, Ark went way back to the 20s, 50s, and 60s, and no, wait a minute, excuse me, 30s and 40s there. Stuff that some of the records that my dad had. Most of my dad's collection was usually instrumental jazz stuff there. So who knows? But definitely a lot of them do need be deserved. Let me get myself stuff shit together. A lot of them do need recognition, is what I meant to say there. I gotta see something about my fumbling of words, man. I've been doing that too much as of late there. Anyways, is it going to be your turn, or am I going to start, or you're going to start there?
Oh, whichever way you want to go with, it's fine
Okay,
by me.
okay, I'll start at this one here. The first person on the part two of our list, came to the band Iron Maiden back in 1982. He had made his debut on the Number of the Beast album that year, and he replaced the original frontman, Paul Di'Anno, who I guess either left or was let go because of his constant excessive, attitudes, smoke, drank, lived the rock and roll lifestyle to the full max, and not respecting his full main instrument, which is his voice. When you're a singer, it's best not to smoke. It's best not to drink a lot of soda pop, let alone beer. And apparently Paul was having a lot of issues at that time as well, and other that was behind the scenes. So Maiden, I guess, decided to get a new frontman named Bruce Dickinson. And lo and behold, Maiden would achieve success almost all around the world. Dickinson would leave Maiden back in 1993, and he would return to Maiden in 2000 for an album they did called Brave New World, and he's still with them to this very day. In fact, he's also written a novel. He's done speaking tours, kind of like what Henry Rollins from Black Flag has done for the past few years. And I guess he's also a big Doctor Who fan as well there, because I know he did interviews wearing a shirt of a few Daleks on there as well. And he's also a certified pilot. Their tour, they have an airplane titled Ed Force One, and in which they travel all around the world. It is a humongous plane in which they have all their equipment, the road crew, and everything else there. And Dickinson is the pilot of that plane. Now, how cool it is to ride in the airplane that's being piloted by Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden. That would be extra cool right there,
Yeah.
It would be. Now, believe it or not, their drummer, Nickel McBrain, he's also was a certified pilot. He used to fly helicopters a lot of times there, but he had to quit because management was fearing that an accident may happen. He might get killed on it, which is understandable. What happened to Stevie Ray Vaughan years later on. So you could, so I don't know if he still does it nowadays, but either way, Bruce Dickinson is the start of my part 2 list. Needless to say there. There you go.
All right. I'm trying to decide who I want to... Well, I'll start with an old-timer again.
All right.
Rudy Valley.
Who is it? What's his name again?
Rudy Valley.
Rudy Valley. I don't think I have heard of this guy there.
40s.
I see there. I got to look him up sometime there. Oh, and what is his well-known hits there?
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, shit, dude.
I mean, I can't think of any of them.
Oh,
I think he was the guy who used to use a megaphone.
Oh, I see there. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of a lot of times, I guess, I remember Scott Weiland with the Stone Temple Pilots often used a megaphone a few times on some of their live performances of various songs there.
And in the 60s, there's a group called Winchester Cathedral.
Ah.
That their one big song, Winchester... No. Their one big song was Winchester Cathedral. What the heck? New vaudeville band.
I see there. Ah.
And their lead singer used a megaphone, which was unusual at the time.
I see there, which is kind of unique because it kind of gives you that, I don't know what kind of...
It gives you kind of a hollow voice.
Yeah, exactly there. Now, I guess the other person that would use a megaphone later on would be to be the frontman for this project called the Emergency Broadcast System. Emergency Broadcast Network. And they would do basically they would mash up a lot of clips all together to make a beat. Like they would mix clips of George H.W. Bush with some exploding boulders, and they have we will rock you. You may remember that somewhere around the 1990s there. That was probably the most notorious moment in the music career there. I wanted to check them out in St. Andrews Hall back in D-Town, but unfortunately when I got there, the show was already over. I was like, fuck. All right there. So my next list was a guy who took over Bruce Dickinson after Dickinson's departure. He would sing on 2 Maiden albums and a live release as well, though, called Live at Donington. Blaze Bayley. He started out with the band Wolfsbane, and he would later join Iron Maiden, as I mentioned, replacing Bruce Dickinson. And I guess Blaze is, I guess he's doing his own thing, I guess. He did a tour with Tim Ripper Owens, who, as I remember, sang with Judas Priest when Rob Halford departed from that group back in the early 90s there. So, And when he does have a good voice. When it's kind of different than Bruce Dickinson's, but it's still on the same high range. Either way, when you do songs like "Run to the Hill" or "The Trooper." In fact, probably one of the most noted songs that they did was a song called "The Klansman," and "The Klansman" was spelled with a C, by the way, not with a K. I remember they made him perform that song with Dickinson on vocals when they performed at the Cynthia Woods Pavilion back in 2019 when I went and saw them. So there you go.
Okay, my next one's a guy you may have heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Joel.
Oh, yeah. He's a good voice singer as well there. And a good piano player just as well there.
Yeah, and he's got a huge catalog.
Absolutely. In fact, Columbia Records, Sony, has starting to reissue most of his albums. It's basically the 50 years of Billy Joel's music that they're celebrating. And they've been releasing almost all his catalog on that label on vinyl. I've seen a few at Walmart, Barnes and Noble there. 50th anniversary of Billy Joel, Glass Houses, Stormfront, Piano Man. You look up the video from him doing Piano Man at Shea Stadium. You could hear the audience sing along with that classic.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, no doubt about that.
Yeah, a lot of people know that song.
Yeah, like the back of their hand, like they know "It's Still Rock and Roll to Me," which I guess was a commentary about the new wave music scene around that time.
Yeah, he did another one called Ballad of Billy the Kid, which I liked a lot.
Yeah,
and Captain Jack.
Yeah, I was going to mention that one as well there. And also, we cannot forget his one, "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Right.
Which I guess, I don't know what that song is about, but it was mentioning a lot of things that are a lot of historic artifacts, like planes, buildings, and everything there.
Yeah.
Kind of give the listeners at that time, a little history lesson in music there.
Yeah,
and of course, go ahead.
Oh, and he also wrote and performed "Shameless" that Garth Brooks made into a big hit.
That is true as well there, from the same record, Stormfront there, that We Didn't Start the Fires from as well. But the most interesting song I would like to hear is "The Great Wall of China," which was directed towards his ex-manager for ripping him off big time, You got to watch those managers at times, They can, I know, you can ask Ted Nugent, Black Sabbath, Grand Funk Railroad, and of course, Peter Frampton. They were getting the shaft big time. All right there. All right, so it's my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay there. Okay, I mentioned Paul Di'Anno earlier, but now I'm going to mention him again because he's next on the list of Iron Maiden vocalists. And you can notice here that I am doing each vocalist from this one band one at a time there.
Right.
Okay. So, Paul Di'Anno, he sang on the two Iron Maiden albums, the first album and the second, Killers. And give him his due. He was a damn good singer. A lot more different, broad, more straight up than Bruce Dickinson was. He didn't do that much high notes. The classics he did with Maiden was Wrathchild, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Innocent, Exile, the title track of the album Killers, Running Free. Good stuff there. And of course, we cannot forget Charlotte the Harlot. All right. Okay.
Okay, but next one I'm going to dip back into the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
A guy by the name of Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, we know him pretty well. One of the Rat Packers there.
Yeah. I guess his biggest one was Candyman.
That's true. The Candyman can, I guess it was called. I remember hearing that as a kid there.
Yeah, because it showed up in the Willy Wonka film.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I guess, when he passed away, the world was really shocked because this man had a lot of charm, from what I understand. I remember Michael Jackson, his only statement was, "I am too shocked and saddened to give a statement at this time." That was about it.
Yeah, from what I understand, he had lots of friends and virtually no enemies.
Absolutely, man. He was one of the original Rat Packers, along with what's his name there, and along with Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra there, Peter
And Joey
Lawford,
Bishop.
Joey Bishop. And to me, wasn't
Yeah,
Peter
Peter
Lawford?
Lawford was a
Yeah,
part
that's
of
right.
it.
That's right there, and he was the only British member of that project.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting there. All right, so my next one would have to be James Hetfield of Metallica. He was, when Metallica first started out, he had this wild ass, massive voice, which he would scream and shout, high pitch a couple of times there. You listen to the vocals on Kill 'Em All, and you see what I'm talking about. Of course, now his voice has matured a lot more. And what the heck? Oh,
What?
it's wait a minute. YR is trying to call. Let me see if I can.
Oh.
I'm gonna add. Hold up, YR. I'm gonna add you to the mix here, dude. Okay, let me get there, sir. Okay, come on. Let me see if I can add you to the call, dude. Where does it go? This new screen they got here is puzzling the shit out of me, man. I swear. Add participant. Hold up, let me add you, YR, to the call. Okay. I tell you what, I'll answer the call right now and I'll get you back on the line there. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do. Okay. Ark is on hold. YR, what's up, dude? YR? What the fuck is going on, dude? Okay, YR? I'm adding to the mix, dude. Okay. Jeez, it didn't come and try to add him to the call there. YR, you there? YR? I don't know what the heck's going on. YR, can you hear me? Because I cannot hear you for some reason. Okay. YR, where you at, dude? I can't hear. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know hell what's going on here. Okay, I'll try to get it on. I'll go back to the fucking hell, dude. Okay. Okay, join the call with YR. I'll do this again. Okay, there. Okay. It's gonna take. What the fuck, dude? It's on my phone, but there we go. There you are. There you are. There are you.
The baseball game. I forgot it was Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Everything okay then? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get I'm gonna get. There's Arknolia. There, Ark.
Yeah.
Good. There we go. Ah, we booming. Oh, so how was the baseball game earlier today, man?
Very good. I got behind home plate there and got good views, and Astros won.
All right.
And, it was very fun, but got a lot of more events, tickets paid for. I'm going to be going to, so.
Cool.
All right, that's cool,
What's the
man.
list tonight? Is it still lead singers?
Yeah,
No.
we're
Male
doing
vocalists.
Yeah, we're doing male vocalists right now. We're doing part 2
But that
tonight.
includes lead singers.
Yeah, absolutely there. I already mentioned Paul Diano, Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden. I was on James Hetfield when you called, and
After you, let me go because I'm gonna bring up Halford. We got to talk about Halford. But that would help Hetfield because my opinion on Hetfield. I mean, I'm a big Metallica guy, as y'all know.
Yes.
Hetfield, I like male vocalists that also, or lead vocalists, but that also play guitar.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, sometimes because I was hearing this on the interview of lead singer of Rat, and he originally was in a band called Mickey
Rat. Yes, I remember that. Yes,
he played guitar really good, something like he like his last something he was talking about that. Rat has that sound, blah blah blah. But regardless, I do like the lead singers or lead vocalists, male vocalists that do play
absolutely
a guitar at the same time. So. But he has that distinct voice that when you hear a song by Metallica, Hetfield singing it, which he's the lead singer. You know, it's Metallica.
Absolutely.
And,
And we cannot forget the jokes that Jim Bureau made about him, said him going, yeah, yeah, huh, all the time there. Yeah, all the time in his lyrics when he's alive.
yeah.
Okay, so definitely. All right there. All right, so I guess I already mentioned James Hetfield as well as you did there. So let's see. Is it back to Ark, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay, good,
And
good.
I'm going to jump around one more time.
All right.
I'm going to country with George Jones.
Ah,
Mm.
The race is on, and he stopped loving her today, which is that's a sad song.
no. I guess it's about a romantic breakup, I guess, right?
Oh, it's more than that.
Oh boy, I gotta check out that one there.
Yeah, because then it'll kind of hit you. It goes, oh,
Right.
doggone.
Hell,
You know, one of those kind of deals.
I see there. I'll definitely look it on the Wikipedia probably right now while we're alive here. All right,
But it's probably one of his most famous songs.
all right.
Of course, he's country, so you wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not much of
Well,
a country song
really,
guy.
I only know a few here and there.
Yep.
I just happen to know that one.
All right. Well,
It's hard not to hit all the genres at some time or another when you're
Right.
the old man.
that's true there. And well, I've stated a couple of times that if I was going to listen to country, it's going to be the old country, the old school, like Merle
George
Haggard.
Jones is old.
Yeah, absolutely there. You know, because a lot of those songs had a lot more in depth than the pretty boy, pretty girl country that we have nowadays. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only did pop and rock get ruined, so did country.
Absolutely.
They must
Unfortunately.
not be excluded.
Yeah.
Keith would probably disagree, but, you know,
But then again, Keith's not here, so
that's true. So we can talk about it.
all right, good.
Kidding.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. All right. I can take it. Keith is still it's at soccer practice, correct? I guess.
He is permanently banned from the community.
Whoa. Wow, I didn't
Whoa.
notice this. I didn't expect that.
What'd we miss?
Well,
Oh, I
gotta
don't
watch
care.
the other shows, I guess. It's
All right.
permanently banned.
All right. The
Okay,
one,
just out
the
of
goodbye
curiosity,
one there.
Robin, what is your channel again?
YR program.
Program. Okay.
You may want to put the link to it in the group chat here, so Art can find out.
Oh yes.
Right. Right there.
Oh, I know how to use the search function.
Okay, there.
And it's either YR's turn or...
I think it's my turn there. It's
Okay.
my turn there. Okay. I also got to throw in this guy. He was a former member of Metallica and went on to achieve success with his own band, Megadeth. The songs that he sang include Sympathy of Destruction. He also did Sweating Bullets, his version of No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper. He also did a metal version of These Boots Are Made for Walking for a movie called Dudes. It came out in 1985 or 1987, I think it was. Pretty damn good version there. And Dave Mustaine deserves credit because he was able to sing that well. He had that sinister, snarly voice that he had, and he still got. So, Mr. Mustaine, stop whining about being booted out of Metallica because it helped give birth to your band, which would achieve lots of success.
Did you ever go see a Megadeth concert? They
No,
tour
I
all the
never.
time.
I know. I never did. Unfortunately, there. Remember,
They
I'm
tour
not.
a lot.
I see there. I see. Definitely. When next time when the time comes, I'll definitely go check it out there. All right.
YR's turn.
All right.
And then we do need to, obviously, we all know who I'm going to pick.
Uh-huh.
The greatest metal singer.
Absolutely.
Really, Priest and Sabbath were around at the same time. I mean, obviously, Sabbath's the Godfathers, but,
Yep.
bands like Iron Maiden, Metallica, and others did kind of take off the twin guitar thing with Priest, and they
Yep.
really are
And
the
the
heavy
Shriek.
metal gods.
Absolutely, there, and they're still together to this, and they're still out there. A couple lineup changes, but Halford is still out there. You
Greatest
know,
concert I've ever been to.
I
Greatest
know, I
concert.
can imagine. You were like on cloud
Oh my
11 when you were
God.
on that show there. Oh man, and give him his credit. He's still able to sing that damn good. It's of course nowadays in his old age, he's not able to go that way over the top with his vocal range, but he's still
Right.
able to do his own version of that one now. And let's say it's safe to say that all the extreme metal acts out there who have tried to copy that in their records as well there. So Rob Halford, number one on YR's list.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going to stay in country a little bit,
All right.
although he crossed the lines over into rock. Jimmy Rogers.
Ah, I remember
He
hearing
did
about
it.
this guy.
He did a song called Honeycomb,
Hmm.
and he did another one called Kisses Sweeter Than Wine.
Ah,
Mm.
nice.
They were both pretty big in the day. Remember, I was born before you. Remember, I was around before you guys were born.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
know.
true there. Yeah, it's true there. If my dad was around, he still would agree on you on this subject there, because he was a young kid when all that stuff was out there and out and about there.
that's another guy that's be interesting to look up and listen to his stuff.
Hmm. That's true. Okay, so it's my turn now. I'm going to give this guy a lot of credit there. He died in 2004. He was known for songs like Mary Jane, the classic Super Freak. He had albums like Busted Out of L7, and
What?
that's right. That was one of his albums, Busting Out of L7.
Wait, are you talking about Rick James?
Yes, absolutely.
Jesus.
And let's not
Christ.
forget, he was in a
So
band.
we're not just doing rock. We're doing all sorts
Oh,
of
those
music.
are
Well,
worth
basically
country.
everything.
Yeah,
Country.
absolutely.
All right, so I got some
Every
country picks
genre
then,
that's
but
out
all
there.
right.
Yep.
Oh,
We're Texas guys. We're into the country a little bit.
Yep.
I know me and Ark are.
Yep.
Brown's
Yeah.
a rocker, but
Yep.
if
But we
you-
well, I'm a rocker too, but
Yeah.
I can't. Country has a place also.
Yeah, because a lot of
it's like all Texans have got a tip their cap to country music.
absolutely.
Maybe not stuff, but definitely. Oh, I got some good ones. Go ahead.
All right, there. So Rick James, who by the way was once in a band with Neil Young,
Mm.
he was basically one of the funk pioneers as well, along with George Clinton's Funkadelic and Parliament there. And I guess
Maggot
it's
brain.
Yep, absolutely. And it's sad, that when you look at it, his thunder kind of got stolen by both Prince and Michael Jackson. And Rick James was kind of like, out in the pasture when you look at it there, which is kind of sad because he had some really funky stuff there, His duet with the late Tina Marie called Fire and Desire.
Oh,
That was played on a lot of R&B stations in the later hours of the night. So definitely, Rick James definitely gets a nod here.
Don't steal my guy, YR.
I won't. Oh, what am I talking? What the hell fuck am I talking about?
Are you
Ugh.
YR?
No, I thought. Remember, I get those little moments where I say things that I'm not
You
supposed
forget
to.
who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a habit I always had for years.
It's YR's turn.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wire?
We lost him.
Hello.
Oh, there he
There
is.
he is.
There he is.
So
All right.
we're gonna dip into the country music hat, and
Right.
my favorite country music artist, singer, vocalist. Has a voice that you can't. I actually have a couple, but we'll start with this guy, Mr. George Strait, King of
Oh,
Country.
Ah,
A lot of hits,
Amarillo by
Texas.
morning.
Yeah, but
wow.
Texas guy. I mean, there's a lot of. There's a CD out, probably a record, but the CD's called 50 Number Ones. George
Wow.
Strait 50 Number Ones, and
Wow.
it's all the hits. There's 50 songs. I mean, it's all these hits. All I mean, great songs. And he's still playing. He played the Houston Rodeo this last couple months ago,
I heard about
and
that.
where the Texans play. And when you go to the rodeo in Houston, it's a madhouse. You gotta like go to do the shuttle bus thing, and you can't like drive there and park there. You gotta meet in like certain parking lots around the
Oh,
city, and they shuttle you in like with a shuttle bus, and it's a real pain in the ass to
wow.
Mm.
go. And concerts in there. Then looking back at it, even the Astrodome, it's a lot of echo, and even at being at this ballpark today, I mean, I couldn't even imagine going to the Leopard show and Poison and Crew because it's just too much echo. Even when people are talking, like it's too much echo inside these places. It's too much concrete and bouncing off each other. So all in all, going to the rodeo in Houston, it does suck. And I've been a couple times. Been a couple times in the Astrodome, Barry Manilow,
Mm.
Alan Jackson a couple times. So it's very fun. But George Strait, he doesn't really do touring anymore, and when he does, it's a big deal. It's always sold out, and can't beat that voice. Tons of songs. My pick would be George Strait, country western musician. Thank you. Lead
Uh,
singer,
uh,
Michael vocalist. Thank you.
all right there.
And I'm going to stay in the country vein, see if I can steal one of YR's.
Okay.
Kenny Rogers.
The man had a great voice, man, and some great songs to go along with it, and the stories behind
Yeah,
those songs as well.
he started out in psychedelic rock.
Yeah. Kenny Rogers and the first edition.
Yeah, you want to hear something different? Listen to Just Dropped In by the first edition, and
Hmm.
that's Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, certainly. And don't forget, just check to see what my condition is, and of course, Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, I guess it's a song about infidelity.
Well, yeah, it's kind of about a guy that went to the war and got sort of crippled up, and
Oh,
his
wow.
wife, I guess, didn't like that and decided she was going to go out and find somebody else to play around with.
I see there. I remember you mentioned that story many episodes back there.
Yeah, it's an interesting song. You should listen to it and listen.
Yeah.
Again, he does stories, so you need the words to that one and The Gambler,
Yeah.
The
And
Coward of the County.
yeah, which both, by the way, were made into TV movies.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So definitely Mr. Rogers.
yeah, your turn.
So okay,
And Kenny Rogers. Hello, Kenny Rogers passed away. What, a couple years ago? 1 year ago?
I think so.
Recently.
Yeah, a couple
Hmm.
years back. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it was in
it's
his 80s.
been
I think it was.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sad because true legend was taken from us. All right, there. So I'm going to give this man, lots of credit because he was the front man for the band Leonard Skinnered up until his death in 1977.
Oh wow.
Ronnie Van Zant. He was the brother of Johnny Van Zant, who would later take his place years later on down the line, and also the brother of Donnie Van Zant, one of the guitarists for 38 Special. All right.
Yeah.
And by the way, Johnny Van Zant had a band of his own that was simply called Van Zant, and his well-known song with that project was "I'm a Fighter," which will later briefly become the theme song for Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, the wrestler from the WWF back in the day. Right. Okay, YR, you're next,
YR.
dude.
Now, I'm going to name the group,
Mhm.
and the look up the singer because the group's name is Brooks and Dunn. But let me see which one is Brooks and which one's Dunn. Ronnie Dunn. I think Ronnie Dunn is the lead singer. His name is Ronnie Dunn.
Yeah, they had a bunch of big hits
too.
Yeah.
Ronnie Dunn's the lead singer.
All right.
It's Brooks and Dunn. Brooks plays guitar and he also does like backing, but a little bit. But that's a great. Love that group, guys. I mean, the boys, lots of songs. And even in the 2000s, they came out with that Red Dirt Road. I like that song.
I see there.
And they did a great cover of My Maria, O.B.W. Stevenson song.
Right.
That was on the radio a lot.
I remember
the radio a lot.
I remember Boot Scootin' Boogie was played a lot on the old jukebox at the restaurant I worked at back in Roseville, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Around the 1990s there.
And they do concerts here and there. They go to they do a lot of the casino concerts, Oklahoma and.
I thought they disbanded.
No, they
got back together. Oh, okay. Or they never did disband.
No, I don't think they disbanded.
Oh, okay. I thought they were because remember they had a farewell tour for a while, a couple of years back there, if I was correct.
Well, now they don't. So, what about you, Brown? Are you next?
Am I up?
Yeah, Brown's up.
Really? Oh, I think YR. No, I think Ark is up.
No, you go and then me.
Okay, there. All right.
I'm always after Ark. Remember?
Okay, I see. I forgot. Originally, I thought it was Ark, me, and YR, but now I see the point there. Okay, definitely. I want to give this person a lot of mention there. I heard this guy's voice accidentally. I picked up a cassette of his, it was originally for something to record on, but I listened to the tape there and I was like blown away by the music. Now the music is a lot more towards the mainstream, but for some reason, if you're driving around the Sterling Heights area on a Sunday day, on a bright sunny day where there's no cloud in the sky, or if you're bike riding in Richmond on the Fred W. Moore Highway, all from Richmond to St. Clair on a bright sunny day, this was one of the tapes to listen to when you're doing so. His name is Fernando Saunders. He is a bass player. He played with the likes of Lou Reed and a couple others there. He released this record called Cashmere Dreams in 1989. I picked it up accidentally at the record store I used to go to at that time, and I was like, as I said, I was like surprised, really surprised by the tone of the album. It was like one of those feel-good records while you're riding your bike or driving in your car on a bright sunny day there. So, and the guy's voice is smooth as silk. No doubt about it, So definitely Fernando Saunders gets a dear good mention from me.
Okay, staying in the country vein, I'm going to do the patriarch of a well-known family. Hank Williams Sr.
Oh my gosh, the main one.
He had a lot of big songs.
Who do you like better, Brown, Senior or Junior?
Senior.
Because Junior did the Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, he also did this one called Bo Seamus. That was a big hit, and All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight, and its sequel, All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down.
What about Senior Ark? What hits did he?
Well, he had Your Cheating Heart, which was a great song.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that as well. I remember I had a sheet music for that, when I was learning guitar, and I was trying to learn that song. I remember there.
Well, generally, and I mean generally now, country music is 3-chord based. There are some that aren't, but generally it's either 3-chord or the 4-chord thing with a minor involved.
That's true.
But generally 3-chord.
All right, there. All right, and I guess there's a Hank Williams third that's out there. I guess he's a lot more different than those.
I don't know nothing about that guy.
Oh, neither do I that much. I heard about it a couple of times here and there, and that's about it. All right. So, YR?
Freddie Mercury from
Oh
Queen.
my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
One of the mastered, one of the true showmans in rock and roll. I mean,
He was the
it's
first. He was the first gay musician, right?
Well, he was the first one that came out.
yeah, it's true.
There were others that were gay, but you never found out about it.
Until years on down the line. Look how many years for us to find out that Rob Halford was gay.
Mm.
Yeah. Back then, you couldn't reveal that you were gay because it would cost you your career. But people kind of suspected that
I was
Freddie
like the
was gay.
opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Be gay, you know.
If you're not gay, they don't like you.
Exactly.
But Brown, you do not hate gay people, correct?
No, I don't. I
Thank
don't.
you. Me
I
too.
never did. Because there were a couple of gay people I knew back in Michigan, and that I chatted with a couple of times.
Jacob RP, Jacob RP, and
Oh
I see
my god!
Steve.
Oh
I see
my
he's gay
god!
too.
Oh,
Another New Jersey queen. Oh,
oh gosh!
And then there's Elton John.
Oh yeah. Yeah, who's probably who's a better gay man than those two guys?
And then the guy that's world famous for it, everybody suspected it, but he never revealed it really, was Liberace.
Oh yeah. Oh, we knew he was gay from the word go,
Everybody
man.
knew it.
Absolutely.
Everybody
The way he
knew it, but it was
spoke.
never revealed.
Oh yeah. But the way he spoke, the way he was la-di-da everywhere he went, kind of says it all.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, that's their preference, and it doesn't do anything to us.
Yeah.
So.
Precisely. I'm not going to judge no one. Jeez, after being judged myself many times years ago, I know I'm not learned not to do that.
Yeah.
And let's not, going back to Freddie Mercury, like Queen has had definitely a big comeback throughout the few years. I mean, they're touring again with Adam Lambert. That the Bohemian Rhapsody movie come out a couple years back. Their albums, of course, are being reissued on vinyl. I think Night at the Operas will be the first one, but that's going to be a couple others. Albums like Sheer Heart Attack, A Day at the Races, my favorite from them, Jazz, from 1978. Look out for that album. That's for sure if you ever see it. I hope that comes out on vinyl pretty soon there, because that was a great album by my standards there. And I hope if they reissue it on vinyl, they also include the original poster that came along with that album.
Oh, the nude bicycle race?
The nude bicycle girls. It was a nude bicycle race consisting of all women.
And there were a lot of them.
Lots of them, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, I had that poster.
In fact, I think that's maybe what inspired. There was the bridge that the song Bicycle Ride was, I think it was called Bicycle Race. It was mentioned, look out for them fat bottom beauties, oh yeah.
Yeah, and of course they did Fat Bottom Girls.
Absolutely, which is they're ode to the booty girls out there, the BBWs. Still a badass song there. So, and sadly, no one has come close to replacing him. But then again, you can never replace Freddie Mercury. I mean, even Paul Rogers said it best. There's no replacing the guy there. And I remember this meme that I saw on Facebook years back there when I first moved here. It was a comparison to Freddie Mercury's Bohemian Rhapsody to Girls Run the World by Beyonce. 6 men wrote the Beyonce song. It's all the same lyrics over and over and over and over and over, whilst Bohemian Rhapsody has all these different lyrics, different style mixed into one, rock, opera, and a ballad all together, written by one guy.
And from what I understand, he did most of the voices.
Absolutely, there, yeah. He was a phenomenal piano player as well as a singer. He was one of the, I mean, no doubt, the Live Aid show that they did back in '85 was their shining moment, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Other than jazz, my favorite from them was an album called Made in Heaven that came out a few years after Mercury's death. And what they did is they took a couple of tracks from Mercury's solo record that he released in 1985 as well. They took a techno pop song called "I Was Born to Love You," and they made that into a rockin' Queen song. You know, look up the two versions on YouTube to see what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay, me or YR?
I think it's YR's turn. I think it is.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do. Let me think here.
All right.
Look on the list. On my place here. We're going to go ahead and do. From the band Kiss. Paul Stanley.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I want to know, has his voice gotten better?
No.
Oh, man. So it's still on the lam like it was for the past couple of years. Because that was detailed.
They're retiring, bro.
I know, yeah. I think what it was, I don't know, well, I understand. I think in the early 2000s he had surgery on some of his vocal cords. And I don't know the story if I read that he didn't give it enough time to really heal completely, or what it was, or those that had something to do with the way his voice is now, because there was a lot of videotapes that was on YouTube right now, people recording his voice and how he would try to sing on "I Was Made for Loving You" or "Love Gun," and it was just not what it used to be, man. And had to resort, of course, we all know they had to resort to lip syncing, backing tracks. You know, in fact, you look at the their performance of "I Was Made for Loving You" and India on New Year's Eve 2020, and you could tell right away that it's both backing tracks on the first verse and Paul's real voice in the second verse. Definitely worth checking out there. But, you know, Paul Stanley is a good singer there. You know, definitely deserves a lot of deserves credit on that level.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do another country artist for YR takes him. Willie Nelson.
Ah. There you go.
The guy that wrote 1 million songs.
Absolutely.
Seems like it.
Yep.
Big ones.
Yeah, big ones.
I guess my favorite by him is probably Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain.
Yeah. Angel Flying Too Close to the Ground, which is, I guess he's friends with the Hells Angels, if I'm correct.
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
He is associated with biker groups, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Online biker groups. Yes.
I see there. Yeah, I remember hearing about that many years back there. Of course, you know, he has his...
and he was also kind of a movie star.
Yeah, remember the movie Honeysuckle Rose from 1980? That's where the song On the Road Again emerged from.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there was Barbarossa.
Yeah, I remember that one as well there.
Actually had Gary Busey in it, too.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And that
he
came
did
out...
another one about, what was it? 2 Trains from Texas or something like that.
I don't think I heard about that
remember.
one. Neither do I.
But it was a good movie.
All right. All right, so Willie Nelson there. Big Willie. All right.
Well, we're going to go with one of Dr. Brown's favorites.
All right.
Pianists. It's Barry Manilow.
Oh gosh, dude.
I saw him at
Who's, by the way, who also came out of the closet a couple years back there.
You don't like Barry Manilow? Come on.
Not into Barry Manilow. You know, remember, I'm a rock and roll dude, you know?
Yeah, I kind of like some of his stuff.
Yeah.
He was the jingle man for a while.
Yeah, exactly. But if it's going to be like well, what's it called? Cornicabana, or what's it called
Cornucopia.
there?
Cornucopia.
Copacabana.
Corny as hell.
Copacabana.
Cornucopia. What is
Well,
it?
No, that's Black Sabbath.
Cornucopia.
Copacabana.
Copacabana, and that's about a bar, I guess, somewhere. I guess.
Yeah, that's a famous bar in New York.
I see there. And for I understand, he was Bette Midler's piano player for a number of years until he decided to go on his own there.
I used to know some of the jingles he wrote. I know he wrote one for McDonald's.
Oh, wow. And later,
Uh,
he would also help Dionne Warwick have a comeback hit called I Know I'll Never Love This Way Again. I remember hearing that song, and that was produced and written by Barry Manilow. All right.
You're up, Earl.
Okay.
Let's see you top Barry Manilow.
Okay, how about this one here? How about Barry? How about Barry White?
Okay. Yeah.
Barry White, the Guru of Love, the Maestro,
Oh, baby,
the man,
baby.
probably the man responsible for the Earth's overpopulation. Because
Dr.
go ahead.
Dr. Brown, they say he had like a green penis.
A green penis.
Yeah, like, you know.
Oh wow! I wonder what he stuck it into to make it that green.
Everything.
Well, I'm sure he. Well, he was. I'm sure he was he was married. He had kids and stuff there. It was just the way he delivered his voice that was the smoothing to the males and females, mostly the females out there.
Baby, baby.
Exactly. No doubt, most of the women hearing that for the first time would get all horny as hell, grab their man, say they bone me like it's no tomorrow, and next thing you know, kids will be born. Absolutely, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Songs like can't get enough of your love, got so much to give, which is one of my favorites of them. I found someone. Of course, his cover up. He also did his cover of "Just the Way You Are," the Billy Joel song, by the way. There.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. My next guy has a very distinctive voice, and if you hear him or anything he does, wherever he does it, you know immediately who it is. Rod Stewart.
Oh my goodness gracious! Started out with the Faces. He was in the Jeff Beck group. Became a solo star. Here on afterwards, had a number of hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess during the 90s, he's kind of like put his, kind of switched towards the soft rock side. You know, the days of Hot Legs, Do You Think I'm Sexy was behind him. And he concentrated on more adult-oriented music there. Like I guess was called Forever Young, a couple others there. That is still played on the soft rock stuff today, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All right.
What you got, YR?
All right.
Kind of hard to follow up Barry Manilow. Come on, man.
All right.
So we're going to go ahead and do...
I think your voice is breaking up, YR.
No.
Oh, hello, I hear you there, but it's kind
Hello.
of like... Now, there you go. I'm starting to come through now.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and do... well, the I mean, tons of hits from this band. His voice now isn't good, but a lot of great goosebump type songs. Van Journey.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Right? I mean, tons of songs. Oh, my God.
It just, bugs me. Just the one thing I want to know is why in the world...
Dude or whatever.
Why in the world won't the Journey today take his ass back?
Because his voice is horrible, bro. It's like would you rather have Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth? Like, big difference. Like, the voices are
Well,
now are, you know?
I guess the guy they got now is some sort of I guess he was the focus of the documentary now.
What
Arnell,
was
is his name? Arnell something there. For a while, they had this dude named Steve
Pena?
Algini.
I think it's Pena.
Arnell Pena.
Yes.
Right there. Because I know for a while they had Steve Algini on vocals that sounded exactly like Steve Perry, and people are like, "Wow." And it's but Steve Perry, he gave that band a lot of hits.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a ton of them.
Yeah. Empty, Open Arms. In fact, they kind of like were responsible for the power ballad.
Yeah.
When you think
Don't
about
Stop
it.
Believing.
Yep. Which was massively became a hit again after The Sopranos.
Songs about, like, love and despair and breakup and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. In fact,
powerful vocals, powerful songs, powerful lyrics.
In fact,
Yeah.
there's an album.
A lot of Journey songs they play on the radio.
Yeah.
They really do.
Wasn't Don't Stop Believing the song that was playing on the jukebox in the last Tony Soprano episode?
From what I remember hearing, yes, and that caught on, and it just took off once again, became a hit once more. And YR, the album that kind of talks about heartbreak would have to be an album called Raised on Radio from 1986.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of song was dealt with a lot of personal issues on some of the tracks there. All right. And we cannot forget his solo hit, Oh Sherry, which was a big hit in 1984. That's still played to this very day, believe it or not. All right. All right.
Me or you, Earl?
I think it's my turn. Yeah, I know YR just went it before had me.
Dr. Penis.
Dr. Penis. Oh gosh. Okay. I want to talk about this guy. Did I mention Ozzy Osbourne last week? I think I did.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, but you...
We got to give up to this guy there. Speaking of replacing Ozzy Osbourne, this guy sang on 5 albums with Black Sabbath: The Eternal Idol, Headless Cross, Tyr, which is spelled Tyr. I think it's Nordic mythology there, if I'm correct. Cross Purposes and Forbidden. His name is Tony Martin, and he's still a good singer to this very day. And there was a rumor that Martin may be working with Tony Iommi once again pretty soon on some sort of a project. All right, so Mr. Martin, here's your due. And nobody ever talks about the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath, believe it or not. And they should.
Okay, I'm going to go with another Steve.
Yep.
This guy was the lead singer and keyboard sometimes with Kansas.
Steve Walsh.
Walsh.
Yep.
Oh my God.
You know what? After he left Kansas, he had a band called Streets for a while there. They had a minor hit called If Love Should Go that was played on the radio a lot of times. I think that came out in 1982, if I'm correct there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, Joe Cronin when he left Boston, he formed this group called Penis. I'm just kidding. Come on. Sorry.
Good for a laugh.
Yep. Well, kind of understandable since Joe Cronin talks about penises a lot on his shows there. Does he use dildos as drumsticks?
He's penis man,
Yeah. Okay.
He does seem to have an obsession with that.
Absolutely. Just come on, see her by, get it over with. Okay, we understood.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
what it is.
All right, there.
YR.
Right?
All right. Well, Dr. Brown,
Okay.
did you say Dio or Ozzy yet?
Hmm.
I did there. Yeah, we did on the last episode there.
But both are worth mentioning again.
Yeah, definitely. If you wish to, feel free to.
No, let me throw in. About well, how about from the band Poison, Brett Michaels?
I see there. Yeah.
Still has a good voice till this
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
You go to
that's good to know.
concerts, still sounds like off the record. It really does.
That's good to know. Because, I think, speaking of tours, speaking of Poison, did that tour with Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Joan Jett finally start?
It'll be like in Texas, like in September.
I see there. Oh, wow.
August or September, something like that, I think.
All right there. Because I know how many people have been
Summer.
waiting up in September.
Right.
All right.
You know, right.
All right. Okay, so my next man on the list, is in the same vein as Barry White, Isaac Hayes.
Mm.
He did,
Chef.
yep, from South Park, until he left that show because of the episode about Scientology, because he's a Scientologist himself. He wrote a lot of good stuff there. He did the scores for, of course, Shaft, his ultimate timepiece there, the timeless classic there. He also was a movie actor as well. He starred in the movie Tough Guys, which he also did the soundtrack for as well. He also appeared in Escape from New York from 1979 with Kurt Russell. So,
Chef.
yeah,
You're a
absolutely.
bad. Shut your mouth.
All right. And who gonna? Yeah, I saw Isaac Hayes perform at some hotel around the Southfield, Michigan area back around 1992 there, and I was hoping to get his autograph, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. I guess he had to hurry up and get on the busy with the schedule there. So, but I was
Yeah,
able to get a couple autographs from a couple of
sir,
his members.
sir,
What again?
sir, we're not taking autographs right now. Please, you have to move along.
No. Pretty much there. All right.
Okay, back to country.
All right.
Let's go with Merle Haggard,
Um.
the Okie from Muskogee.
That's one of his big songs there.
And I think he's the one that did Silver Wings.
Hmm. All right. All right. And it's Wyerson, I believe.
Oh no, I stole his guy. I'm kidding.
Oh, it's okay.
How about Bob Marley?
Mm.
There you go. We got to give him credit because he had a unique voice.
Yes. Rastaman Brown.
And he sang about freedom, like, of course, a lot of times he spoke about from behalf of countries that were going through massive dictatorships.
What do you think, Brown? What's your opinion on the Rastafarian religion, like Rasta and Rastafarianism and stuff?
I do not know. I had never even gotten into that Rasta stuff,
Basically, they do worship. It was this like emperor in Ethiopia, Haile Selassie I.
Mm.
They worship because they say he's Jesus Christ reincarnated, this emperor who was the emperor of Ethiopia, and he's like Jah and all this stuff. So, and, they kind of ties to Christianity, except like they think this emperor guy, who basically believe he did create the religion, Rastafarianism.
I
Emperor
see
of
there.
Ethiopia. And they said he was Jesus Christ reincarnated, and that's basically what that is.
I see there. All right. Most interesting there. So, shout out to Bob Marley.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
All
you,
right.
man.
All right. And I guess his son Ziggy is still out there performing, I guess, you know?
Yes, he has many, many sons, man. Many sons, man.
Wow.
That do music, rap, hip hop, and
I remember
reggae.
Ziggy Marley. I know Ziggy did the theme music for a cartoon series called Arthur that was broadcasted in Canada.
Author.
Arthur.
What?
Yeah. Look up Arthur cartoon and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I think the guy's in the chat.
Ooh. Your
Author.
chat? My chat?
Yeah.
Oh, you. Mm.
Big fan.
Ah. Are you live YR on your channel, by the way?
Yeah,
Ah,
we
good,
are.
good. Well, that's good to hear. All right, so I guess it's my turn.
Hmm.
All right, sir. So this man here, I think I mentioned we got to give this man a lot of due. His name is Ron Keel. He was
What?
he was the singer for the band Steeler that featured Yngwie Malmsteen on guitar. He believed after that band disbanded, he decided to put together his own band called simply Keel, Keel, and their signature song was "The Right to Rock," which kind of came out a year before the PMRC hearings in Washington D.C. So that song kind of like became the anthem for all the heavy metalers out there who felt like the PMRC was going to take away their right to listen or play rock and roll.
Mm.
So Ron Keel, he had a good, powerful range voice himself there. And I guess around the 1990s, he kind of switched over to country music for the time being there. I don't know if he came back into the rock and roll scene. We do not know, but Ron Keel deserves a mention.
Okay, I'm gonna delve in the country in the 50s and that era again.
All right.
Ernest Tubb.
I heard that name a couple times.
I'm walking the floor over you.
Ah,
Can't sleep a wink. That is true.
all right. And I guess YR is
Even,
next.
yeah, he even had his own variety show in the 60s.
I see there. Most
That
country
was,
most country artists had variety shows around that 60s and 70s when you think about it. Johnny
Porter
Cash,
Wagoner.
Ernest Tubb, Porter Wagoner, all those guys, right? I remember Bobby Vinton, the singer, had a variety show of his own. That's what we heard about Foster Brooks.
Oh,
Because he
yes.
was a frequent guest on that show a lot of times there. All right.
YR.
You are next, sir.
I'm gonna name the group, which is his side group called the News, and the singer
Huey Lewis.
Absolutely.
Mello.
Who
Huey
started
Lewis.
who started out in the band called
Good, good.
Glover.
There's good songs from there.
Yeah.
From them.
Who
Think
started
about it.
Yeah. A lot of them are still played on the radio. In fact, the most interesting song from them is it's a song called "Walking on a Thin Line," which kind of like gives a
Oh,
viewpoint of the Vietnam veteran who comes home after fighting this war and gets not appreciated for what he's done, bitter and angry over what happened there.
which
Very
generally you
interesting.
can hardly blame them.
Absolutely, there. A lot of Vietnam veterans felt the same way when the hostages from Iran came home in early 1981. They were upset because they got all of this welcome back, glad to see you back kind of treatment, and the veterans from Vietnam didn't. None of them got a
Actually,
hero's welcome.
actually, technically, I'm a Vietnam era vet.
Ah, well, shout out, props to you, man. Definitely.
Yeah,
I didn't go there, but you know,
thank you for your concerns,
Yeah.
contributions.
Are greatly appreciated, you know. All right. Okay, there. My next pick is a guy that my friend Bennett back in Roseville said must get a sore throat every time he sings. Blackie Lawless of Wasp. And Wasp is supposed to be doing a new tour pretty soon there, from what I understand. I guess they're coming to Houston. I guess it was the White Oak Music Hall, if I'm correct. He had one
Yeah.
that he absolutely had one powerful voice on all those Wasp records. My favorite from them was Kill Fuck Die from 1997. And I love that because it was just a rip snorting record with a lot of industrial rhythms and grooves playing it alongside the songs there.
Okay, my next one's another country artist.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, guy that mainly a rocker. I sure am naming a lot of country artists.
Yep.
Hank Snow.
I have heard that name a couple times in the past. You may want to refresh my memory about this dude.
I'm Moving On. It's one of his songs.
Ah,
Stones covered it
I
on
see
one of
that.
their early albums,
Yeah,
Before You Were Born.
I see. Yeah, I guess around 68, I guess it was. No, excuse me, 65, my bad.
Yeah,
A year before I was born there, as a matter of fact.
I think that's about the time.
All right, there.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I didn't have time to read.
Ooh. Oops. All right.
Before I was born
All right, hold on there. Okay, so,
there. I hit the mute button that time.
okay. All right. All right, so I guess it's YR's turn, I guess?
I think I'm done.
Okay, for the
Really?
list. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's something there.
I got a ways to go here.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. So I have a few honorable mentions just as well there.
Go ahead.
All right.
You're up, man.
All right. So, the next person on my list, we got to give this man a mention as well there. Don Dawkin from the band Dawkin.
Very good.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
songs like Breaking the Chains was the first I heard from them. We also got the song, Alone Again, which was played a lot on the radio. Just Got Lucky. And of course, In My Dreams. And of course, Dawkin, I guess, right now is the only original member of Dawkin that's functioning. He owns the entity, the name, and everything else there. And I guess George Lynch, his old guitar player, is going to be doing a separate tour of his own with his current group. I guess he'll be coming to Houston, if I'm correct, sometime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, definitely mention to Mr. Dawkin there.
Okay, my next one might open up a little some guys in YR's mind right now. Muddy Waters.
Towards the blues side there.
Yeah. And that's probably going to open the floodgates for YR about, oh, yeah, and so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so.
Which is a good thing there.
Yeah.
Well, did y'all mention Billy Gibbons?
Haven't yet.
Well,
You know?
yeah, because
Yeah.
he's a singer as well there. He had a unique voice as well there. That's unmatchable.
Yeah, especially my head's in Mississippi. No,
Ah.
I'm kidding. His voice was doctored in that song.
Ah. All right, so I guess it's YR gave his mention there.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next one is a man from Detroit. He sang and played with the band Seduce. I mentioned them a couple of times in this program. They were featured. They were featured in the Decline of Western Civilization, Part 2, The Metal Years. And he had a damn good voice on those earlier Seduce records, like the self-titled album and Too Much Ain't Enough. Mark Andrews is next on my list. A Detroit favorite there.
And I thought you were going to mention Mitch Ryder. No, I'm
I
kidding.
will soon, definitely. I'm also going to mention
Okay.
Bob Seger as well later on.
Oh, yeah. My next one is Conway Twitty. He had a lot of pretty good songs. One that I remember is It's Only Make Believe, which Glenn Campbell covered and did a damn good job on it.
All right.
Next.
All right. All right. I guess it's
Go ahead.
okay there. Okay, this man here was is best known for his vocals with Deep Purple. He had a solo band of his own, simply called Gillan, and he did one album and one tour with Black Sabbath. And that album, Born Again, still remains one of my top-notch favorites. Ian Gillan.
Good one.
All right.
Okay. My next one, it's been around a while. He was with a group called the Four Seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie Valli.
And we cannot forget his solo hit, Grease, the theme song of the movie of the same name. Written and
Right.
produced by Barry Gibb.
And it looks like Europe.
Okay, there. And speaking of Barry Gibb, we got to give this man a mention because, you know, not only is he the only surviving member of the Bee Gees that's still around, he was able to sing, get that high-pitched singing done on all those earlier Bee Gee disco hits like Staying Alive, Night Fever. Of course, he sang normal a lot of occasions on those, on like some of like his solo record he did in 1984. But definitely
And
give
some of
it
the early stuff.
absolutely there. So definitely Barry Gibb gets a nod here from this program.
Yeah. Of course, the other two Gibb brothers did some singing, although Maurice didn't do a lot.
That's true there. Robin was the other prime vocalist next to Barry there. And
Yeah.
as I mentioned, it's sad that he's the only BG that's still walking this planet.
Yeah. Next guy I'm going to mention is, this is going to surprise you. He's a personal favorite. I like the guy a lot.
All right.
Tom Jones.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this guy really reinvented himself when he came back in the 90s there and the 80s.
Yeah. You know, he had the early hits with It's Not Unusual.
Yep.
What's New Pussycat.
Delilah.
Yeah.
Not unusual to be a scumbag on YouTube.
And I'm sure that's what Tony is.
And Daughter of Darkness.
Yep.
Not unusual to be a scumbag piece of shit doxer on YouTube like Tony and others.
That homo.
Not
Fuck that
unusual.
homo. Fuck that homo.
Never
Hey,
ending.
hey, hey, hey.
I'm sorry.
But it's. Okay, there.
Ark, you should have been there at that game with me today.
I'd enjoyed it. I'm a big baseball fan.
Listen, that new stadium, it's pretty much any seat in there is a good seat. Like the roof was
Nice.
today. It's I mean, obviously everything's new, but it's pretty cool. I mean,
Do they still have that hill in center field?
no, they don't have.
And this was
I
the
always thought that was kind
Astrodome?
of weird. I always thought that was kind of weird back in the day where
Well.
a center fielder'd have to run up a hill to catch a ball or whatever.
Wow.
I'm amazed somebody didn't get injured pretty bad.
I always remember the cartoons where it's like, I got it, I got it, I got it. He got
He
it.
got it.
Yep. Nowadays it's like, I got it, I got it. He don't got it.
One of
Okay.
the funniest baseball moments I ever saw, and I saw it on TV when it happened, was a Ranger game where one of the Astros, I forget who it was, hit a ball into right field, and Jose Canseco was playing right field. He went back, he went back, he went back, and he looked up, put his glove up, the ball went through, hit him on the head, and went into the stands for a home run.
Oh man.
The
Well,
funniest
I
thing
got
I ever
it.
saw.
Oh man, I got it. So that little scenario that we just mentioned there kind of fit that description well there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Oh,
Yeah,
you
look
got
it up.
it right.
It's famous. It's one of those things that shows up almost always number one in the bloopers. But I mean, the guy's going back for the ball. He puts his glove up. It goes through his hands, hits him on top of the head, and goes
Ooh.
into the stands. It's a home run.
Wow. So how was his head afterwards? Was it
Well,
bleeding
apparently
or
it
was
didn't
it?
hurt him.
Oh wow. I thought he would have some sort of fractured skull because of how much the ball was falling down.
Remember, they're wearing a cap.
Oh yeah, that's right there. But usually never mind. I'm not gonna say no more. I'm starting to fumble my words
And
again,
it
which
was
is not a
Jose
good thing.
Canseco, so
All right. Okay, so it's my turn now.
yep.
Okay, I'm gonna once again go on to the 80s there. Another local favorite who's still singing in bands to this very day, Matt Matthews. He used to sing for the band Sweet Teas back in the 80s there. They had one release titled Do It Till It Hurts. They were a favorite around the clubs like the Ritz at Roseville, New York, and Warren, Harpo's Concert Theater in Detroit. Other areas as well, the Studio Lounge, Token Lounge, both in Westland. Matt Matthews, a
the
sweet.
old Pine Knob.
Oh yeah. What up? No, they
Pine
never.
Knob.
I don't think they ever played Pine Knob, if I remember. I don't think. Which, by the way, I'm glad they changed it to that name once again because DTE Energy Music. It's just sound. I never cared for the name for the word golf. It's like, why get in corporate? Give me a break. All right.
Okay, I'm looking at the time and seeing we need to think about closing.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my last one for today, but I have more for next week or
Yeah,
Monday.
I'll look into some more.
All right.
Jim Reeves.
Gentleman Jim Reeves. I remember hearing that name a few times there.
Yeah, he had, let's see, Four Walls. He'll Have to Go.
All right.
I'm doing this off the top of my head.
All right.
I know there are lots of others, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my last one for tonight.
All right. And my last one would have to be let's see here, another. I guess we got to give this man I mentioned I was going to give this man his due, Bob Seger.
Oh, yeah.
And we all know Bob Seger for the songs We Got Tonight, Old Time
Turn the
Rock
Page.
and Roll, Turn the Page, which of course Metallica covered, which by the way Seger loved Metallica's version of. Seger wrote some very other. I invite everyone to dig into the earlier Bob Seger catalog.
Oh, yeah. Rambling, Gambling Man.
Yep. 2+2, one of his most profound anti-war songs. The song Lucifer, East Side Story, when he was involved with Bob Seger and The Last Herd.
Traveling Man.
Traveling Man, Catmandu. And I guess right now the Walmart near us has a red vinyl version of Live Bullet that's available right now on vinyl. Yeah. Now I guess Walmart has this ID. I guess
you should get that. It's a good album.
I did listen to it. A neighbor of ours had it on 8-track, and I was listening to all the way through with while doing stuff with the neighbor's kids there while that record was playing.
Brown, were you playing with kids?
Oh, be careful.
I was a kid myself.
Is that what you just said?
I was a kid myself. This is around
Oh, okay.
1978 when I was
No,
about
seriously.
12 years old.
1845. Did you is there any at Walmart? Is there any Iron Maiden records?
I did see the Number of the Beast reissued on vinyl there. A couple. I don't know if somebody bought it already there. But I'm
mean,
also.
They only have one copy of songs.
No. Sometimes I don't know. The way they have the vinyl out is so unorthodox and unrearranged. Back in the record stores of the day, they would go by alphabetical order. They're not doing that at the Walmarts or the Barnes. Well, they do it at the Barnes and Nobles at the mall. That's for sure there. But they're not doing that at the nearby Walmarts. And they need to do that.
Did you ever check the pawn shop for records?
You know what? Actually, you know what?
Okay.
Another place to be. I haven't been in a pawn shop in years. But Space City Audio in Old Town Spring has a lot of good-ass vinyl there. In fact,
what about like garage sales too?
You know, I haven't been to a garage sale in a long time, believe it or not. I should probably start going again when I have my days off there.
Go, you and me, like one morning.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hit a couple different ones. Bro, they be YouTube channels. There's this guy, the Cincinnati guy. He goes to like different garage sales and has like the cam on. Gets good deals. Sometimes he doesn't get good deals, but he resells it all on eBay, but it's pretty cool.
All right there, nice. One of these days, well, I want to get me some colored vinyl because that's to me is like a collector's item. Like, I know I bought my sister the picture disc of Purple Rain by Prince, as it was a gift to her. And I got me Pink Floyd's The Wall on its own regular vinyl, but it's a 180 gram vinyl there. Got Kiss Destroyer Resurrected. I guess it's a new mix of that album there on orange vinyl. And I would also like to get me that Lustmore box set on vinyl. I guess it costs about $129, and all of it's colored vinyl on that collection there. So definitely I want to look into some vinyl. It would be nice to have Van Halen's Women and Children First, or their first album on colored vinyl. I'll tell you that. And Walmart's the only place where they have color vinyl, those releases. Hell, you may remember Metallica had their vinyl collection for a limited time only on colored vinyl available at Walmart.
I could kick myself. I used to own 3,500 records, vinyl, and had pretty much anything that was any good, and ended up selling them all.
Wow.
Man, I mean, I had complete catalogs for a lot of people.
Wow, I still miss the vinyl I had back in Michigan there. I couldn't take it with me because it was smelly, because prior to moving I was living in a basement, and it had that massive stinky ass basement smell. So right now I'm just, most of the stuff I have on vinyl I have been downloaded onto my MP3s and my computer there and my phone as well there. But I would like to get me stuff on vinyl that's obscure, hard to find, you can't find nowhere else,
I had a lot of that.
Nice.
I had 4 of the nice records.
All right.
Is it true, like, in the 80s, maybe in other years, like, records used to come with, like, posters and stuff?
Yeah.
A lot of them did, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about the Queen Jazz one earlier.
Yeah, absolutely there.
Poster in it.
Which my dad tore down when he first saw that.
Stickers?
And the one that I really remember is the Leonard Skinnered Street Survivors album. I bought it when it first came out.
Yep.
And then they went down in the plane like 3 days later.
And that
But
cover
in
had to be
that
changed.
Yeah, but in that album, they had the concert listings on a
Poster.
pullout, on a little poster pullout.
Yep. And you look at those dates that never got to see the band. It's like, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's
But I
not forget
remember
the
that
cover.
album.
Let's not forget the cover of that album had to be changed because one of the guitar
Right.
players, Steve Gaines, he was in the background. It looked like he was engulfed in flames when you look at it there. And that was kind of after a plane crash that they went through. That would seem very, very inappropriate. So they decided to stick
Yeah,
to the
from what I
members.
understand, though,
Yep.
they changed it back.
Yeah, they have. They know for the reissues. They have absolutely there. Yep. Give it a while and everything comes back. Pink Floyd's Ummagumma, they had to cover the GG musical soundtrack. That had to be edited out when it came to the U.S., when it was released in the U.S., but now the original cover's back on
Yeah,
vinyl.
yeah. I kind of like that cover. It's one of those where it's infinite because you see it and then you see it and then you see it and then you see it. You know,
Yep, absolutely.
nice effect.
Absolutely there, man. One of these days, I'll probably, if I go back to Space City Audio, and they still have Ummagumma, I'll definitely get that on vinyl. The new version there. Because I guess it's all remastered from the original sound tapes, if I remember. That's how they're doing it. And they're supposed to be coming out with a new mix of the Animals album sometime
Oh, wow.
soon, I guess. You remember?
That's possibly my favorite.
Absolutely there. You may remember months back they had a new mix of A Momentary Lapse of Reason. I saw that on vinyl at Barnes & Noble. And it's extended to a double album, whereas the original was a single album. It's just that on the new one, you play it at a 45 speed instead of 33. Kind of like what the Judas Priest Sad Wings of Destiny album that I have. All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right there. So I guess this closes out our episode for today, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right there. Okay, so Wire, are you doing any shows later on this evening or anything this weekend or something like that?
We're gonna be doing that now.
You're not anytime soon there?
Yeah,
All right.
we're switching up the content, switching up formats, stuff like that.
All right there. All right there. All right. Definitely, I'll get a hold of you sometime during this weekend about doing the show together, you and I.
Yes.
All right, definitely.
Oh,
All right, because we haven't done that in a long while there.
should I be offended?
No.
I'm kidding.
All right there. All right, so this will close out our show for this evening there. I guess we'll continue with part 3 this coming Monday at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right, so for the Great YR, for Mr. Strokebean, and myself, you enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye, guys. All right. All right.